Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my almost 500 new subscribers from the accident video. It's been it's been over 3 weeks now, and I figure it's time to do an update video. I'd first like to thank all of you guys that gave me all the nice, kind, thoughtful comments that I needed during that time. And I didn't appreciate a lot of the comments, so we'll talk a little bit about that, and that's it. I did that video because my mom, when she called, she convinced me that they were fine, and my parents and their white town car have been such a big part of my channel. That car helped so many people with the repairs save money on their own vehicles, and everybody was so appreciative. And I've had so many compliments on my parents, how people love them and how close we are and everything. And since she had convinced me that they were fine going out there, it just hit me, my regular viewers were going to wanted to know what's going on. So that's why I started videoing. She had told me that they were hit and they were out of the car. They were up, they were walking around. She said, your dad's got a little cut on his head, but it's barely bleeding. She said, but the car is not fine. It's on its top. And I thought, what the hell? How could I didn't know. I couldn't understand what had happened. So, but she convinced me they were fine. So, and if I'm rambling, if I repeat stuff, I'm sorry. I just need to get this out. And I pull up on the scene, and I don't know how anyone else would have reacted. And then maybe I shouldn't have put that part on the video. But when I saw my parents sitting in the ditch and their car on the top, I just lost it. It wasn't over the car, believe me. I have one. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm not upset about the car. And that's what my dad said. He said, you're not a damn bit more upset about that car as me and your mom. And I can't tell you guys how many times my mom has broken down and cried over that car. But you know, you didn't see, a lot of people didn't see what was going on off of film after the initial show up of the video, and I stopped filming. We talked. The EMTs had checked out my parents. They answered all the specific questions, that they needed to answer, and the EMTs convinced us, your parents are fine. We're just going to take them in to do some scans and make sure there's no internal bleeding or something like that. They weren't hurting. They were the next day, and Dad still is some, but it was my mom that told me. She said, Tony, go over and look at the other side of the car. I hadn't even looked at it yet, So ambulances came, and they were getting them in the ambulances and stuff. And I was sitting there waiting for the tow truck drivers to get there to show them the insurance and all this stuff. And so, yeah, I talked about the car. I mean, that's what my channel's about, is cars, and especially Fords, Mercurys, and Lincolns. And I don't really know where to go with this other than just kind of explain a little bit. That car of theirs, I bought that car for myself. And honestly, I didn't even know when. My brother-in-law went with me. We flew to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The dealership picked us up, and I went out somewhere north of Pittsburgh and picked that car up. We flew out of St. Louis one morning, and we drove the car back the same day. I bought it for myself. And I didn't know when it was, but my brother-in-law said it was 2008 because it was just when he had started his job. That's the only way I knew it, because I titled it and now it's in their name. But anyway, I don't even know when I got this, what year. I'd have to look on the title. And I don't know if the title is in the safe or if it's in the lockbox at the bank. I don't even know, but it's irrelevant. So I bought that car in 2008 for myself. And I don't think I even hardly drove it. And Dad was immediately driving me crazy wanting that car. He loved it. And I just kept saying, well, if I can find something to replace it, because I wasn't 100% sold on all the white interior like I had. I love the two-tone red when you were sitting in the front, but when you turn around and look in the back, all I saw was white. And I wasn't in love with it. It grew on me though after the years. But I found this car. Like I said, I don't know what year. It was up in Detroit. Well, let me back up a little bit, because we got a little bit of a sticker shock when we decided that we needed to start finding them a video or a car. So video. I think I paid $4,300 for that '89 town car that mom and dad had, with right at 37,000 original miles. Okay. We were buying these cars when no one else wanted them. And like I said, dad wanted it, and I'm always looking. And this one came up for sale in Detroit. It was on eBay. And I contacted the guy and I told him, I said, that car is exactly like one that I saw at the Ford Nationals in Carlisle, Pennsylvania in 2002. It was right after I bought this black truck. So I couldn't buy it. That guy was having the money wired to buy the car anyway. And I knew there was no way I was going to get it. So I just walked away. Well, the guy said, I bought that car at the Ford Nationals in Carlisle, Pennsylvania in 2002. And I thought, wow, it's the same car. So I definitely wanted to go check it out. At that time, it had 40,000 miles on it when it was for sale at the Ford Nationals. And I don't even know how many years it had been. Like I said, I had to look at the title, but it had 53,000 miles on it when it was for sale up in Detroit. So I told my mom and dad, I said, take me to Detroit. If this car looks like it did in 2002, if it's what the guy says it still is, you buy me that car, and then you can have this one. So they took me up there. This is what it was. It had the solid burgundy leather interiors, and I wanted it. So my mom and dad bought me this car for $4,800 for 53,000 miles on it. And I gave them that one that just got destroyed. So we're very upset about the car. Like I said, I can't tell you how many times mom has broken down and cried about her car. We've found a couple we're looking at. We're going to be taking some trips and we'll be videoing it. I really appreciate you guys sending me those videos and the cars for sale and stuff, but honestly, I'd seen most of them. And the one for sale out there on the East Coast, the triple dark blue one, I think that I'll go over that a little bit maybe on that video. I don't want to badmouth the guy, but that car, even though it had 15,000 miles on it, my parents' car with 177,000 miles on it didn't have anywhere near the bad spots on it that car with supposedly 15,000 miles had on it. So that's why we're not interested in that one. And he's asking $17,000 for that car. Like I said, we were buying them when no one else wanted them. So we've got a little bit of sticker shock on how much they've gone up. I thought that I was still kind of in the '89 town car universe, but apparently I wasn't. So, but anyway, some of these comments are just, and like I say, I don't want to dwell on it. Some of them were pretty hurtful. Before I get into that, I tell you this too. That happened on a Wednesday. I think it was the 7th. Again, I don't know. Everything's kind of a blur. And my parents were fine. They told them they were going to be sore for a few days. Dad still got a little bit of a sore neck. They're calling it whiplash. But that was on a Wednesday, and my mom went to her 60th high school class reunion on that Friday evening. So that Friday, I didn't feel good. I just kind of chalked it up as stress and everything that had gone on. I didn't feel great, but I went ahead and worked and got done what I had to get done. Saturday, I got up, felt way worse. And I already knew that my sister and brother-in-law were not feeling well, and my niece wasn't feeling well. And they had also told us at the hospital when mom and dad were in there getting checked out that the hospital was full of some new strain of COVID that was going around. So Saturday, after the Wednesday of the accident, I knew dang well I didn't feel good, but I still had to weed eat everything and mow the whole yard and everything that day. And when I got done, I didn't know if I could get in the house. I felt so bad. I was so weak. And I was freezing. I was shivering. I was so cold. And I don't know what I hit on here. We're always on a 24/7 family group text. And so when I got done mowing, I checked my phone and everybody was talking about how bad they felt. And my mom said that she was freezing to death. And I said, that's weird because I'm freezing to death too. I said, I just reached up in the cabinet and then my arms are so cold, I'm trembling. And I dropped the Tylenol 3 times because my hands were shaking. And so we were all sick, never gave COVID a thought, even though they told us at the hospital that it was thick in there. I'd never had COVID. My mom never had COVID. Most of the family had COVID, but it wasn't bad. And so we were sick that weekend. My niece texted Sunday then and said, I hate to tell you guys this, but I just tested positive for COVID. We all have COVID. So I was like, great. So my neighbor over here brought me a COVID test and put it on the porch, and I took it and it was positive. Someone took my mom a test. She took it. It was positive. My brother got it. He took a test. He was positive. So everybody had COVID except my dad. My dad's the only one that didn't get it. So it hit me and mom pretty hard. Mom said she didn't know if the soreness was from COVID or from the accident. All I knew, for me, it was like the worst flu that I've ever had and the worst headache that I'd ever had. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. So Monday, my sister said she was coming to get me to take me to the emergency room because she knew I wasn't eating and sleeping. And with that, and then all the stress of the accident on top of it, and dealing with the insurance, which is a whole nother story. I said, okay, fine, take me to the hospital. So they wound up putting me on an IV. I was in there all afternoon. They put me on an IV, and then they gave me. Sorry about all these cars driving by. They gave me morphine in my vein for the headache, and it did get rid of it. And they said it's the COVID headache. Some people get it, some people don't. My mom did not have the headache with it. Neither did the rest of the family. But they said that it would get rid of it, and it would probably come back that evening, and it did. And please don't comment about COVID's fake or all that. I don't want to hear it. Please, none of that stuff. No political COVID stuff. Please, I've had enough for 3 weeks. All I know is we had COVID, and it was like the worst flu I'd ever had in my life, and I don't want it again. They told me that the headache would probably come back that evening, but wouldn't be as bad, and it did. It came back that evening, but the next day it was gone, and the next day I started eating better, and we got through that. So just with all the stress of the accident and then a week of COVID, and I got so far behind on my keyless entries that I didn't think I was ever going to get caught back up on that. And the Trans Am video that I had done right before all this, it was on hold. I didn't do any of those repair videos because basically I just had to get it done and get it out of here, and it got just picked up this last Friday. But some of these comments, I don't know if I should do this. You guys can skip over it if you want. They're pretty hurtful because clearly a lot of you guys are new people that don't know me, and I don't know if you subscribed or not. What's going on here? Okay, yeah, this one here, like one of the very first comments I got off that video was, wah, 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 baby. I guess because I was crying because my parents were sitting in a ditch and the car was on its top. So that, I thought, I was really sick with COVID too when I was reading these. And this guy says, what an outdated car. Well, it is, but that's what they want. And we love them. So they don't want a new car. My mom has said over and over and over, I don't want a tinfoil car. And I don't blame her. I don't want a new car either. That's why you see all this old stuff sitting around here. Just keep it up. And that's what we like. And so many people said that there was a couple of comments. I don't know if it's in here. I hope you get your parents a newer, safer vehicle. Well, we feel like the car held up extremely well. We really do. It's not fixable. That's another thing in the comments. We will go look at the car. We've got the car back, but it's not fixable. So many people saying, please don't scrap that car. Any experienced body man can fix that. I will show you the car and explain why it's not going to be fixed. If I were in your shoes and upset as you were, I don't think I would have thought about filming it. So I could put it on YouTube. And if I were your parent, I would have been pissed at you for filming something so personal. Well, I think we'll just stop it right there. I asked my parents, I called Dad and I said, do you guys want me to take that video off of YouTube? Because there's some nasty comments on there. And Dad said, hell no, not if you're going to make $1 on it. And like I said, I just did it for my viewers. I didn't realize that YouTube was going to show that to so many people. I don't even know if there's a setting where you can put it on there private, like to just show it to your regular viewers and no one else. I don't know. I mean, I'm happy I've gotten almost 500 subscribers out of it, but I hope you didn't subscribe wanting to see more car accident videos, because I hope I never ever do another car accident video. But welcome aboard, and please stay and see what we come up with and see what we do. I appreciate it. And then I asked Dad, I said, well, how does Mom feel about it? Does she want me to delete it? And he hollered for her to come in there. And he said, Tony wants to know if you want him to take that video off of YouTube because people are leaving some ugly comments on there. And she said, no, we are car people and they know it. So it doesn't bother me. So that's where we're at with that. I almost took it off, but then everybody said, look, this is what your channel's about. Everyone knows your parents. Everyone knows their car. So I wanted to share it with them. I needed the support from my viewers, and 99% of it I got. And I thank you all so much for it. But everybody that gave me these rude comments, there's a way to go in there and block them from my channel. So I will do that. I haven't done it yet, but I'm just going to block them because I don't like any mean negative comments. I've done it before on those Art videos when we were going over Art's cars, the 58 Chevy and all of Art's cars. People said horrible, mean things about Art, and I deleted them and blocked those people. So I know you can do it. I just don't think I can do it on the phone. I have to get in the computer to do it. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of update what's going on. Mom and Dad are fine, like they told us they were. Dad's neck's getting better every day. He's mowing the yard today. Like I said, Mom went to her class reunion 2 days after that. But yes, they were very sore. Yes, we got COVID, and that took us down another week. And we're getting better. We're fighting the insurance. We could talk about that maybe in a different video when we go up and look at the car. I had the car brought back here to my town, so it's close. And it will be being parted out. Really don't know what else to say other than we're going to get my Lincoln out. As you can see, it's sitting here. When I bought the brown LTD, I'm way out of room to be keeping things inside. So the mower has been sitting here between the black truck and the Lincoln. And I had to put a power steering hose on this car because I noticed it was dripping when I backed it in here. So I had a buddy of mine stop by and I said, hey, while you're here, I want to start that white Lincoln. I want to turn the wheel back and forth, and I want you to tell me where that power steering fluid is coming from. So he shined a light down in there, and he said, you got a pinhole in the pressure hose. So last Sunday, I put a new power steering hose on it and got it filled back up, and it's not leaking now. So I got to get this car out because we're going to take it on a trip to look at a car for them soon, and you guys will be with us. But right now, I'm going to get it out of here, and I'm going to go pick up Dad. Mom is off with my sister and my sister-in-law and nieces and everything for a girls' day out. So Dad's sitting at home by himself. So I already called him. I'm going to get this car out. I'm going to check the tires on it, and we're going to drive out, and we're going to show you exactly what happened at the accident site so you can understand it a little bit better. Okay, I may have to spin that tractor bucket over a little bit, but I think I can get this car out of here. There's the black 86 you guys haven't seen for a while. I have had both these started and moved back and forth, keeping the brakes freed up and everything this summer, but for the most part, it's been a hot, miserable summer, and I haven't done much of anything. And I leave the battery disconnected in this one because it seems like about 1 or 2 months, it'll be dead on me if I don't. I'll take this over to the shop and tighten that down and air up the tires. Oh, I'll show you here just in case you've seen that. I haven't put this snorkel back on yet here because I'm going to take this, when I rinse it off and everything before we leave, I'm going to rinse all that off real good, get that power steering fluid off the top of the gearbox. So I just didn't put that back on. It's going to get plenty of air to go where I'm going. It's covered in power steering fluid. Let's see. I think I'm just going to pull this out of the way, and then we'll see if we can get the car out. All right, we'll see if we can get this thing out of here. A group of crows just moved into the backyard, so there's a bunch of noise back there. I got to get this blanket off here. I keep this dark blanket over the back of it to keep that window light from shining on it or in it. I'm pretty sure we can get this out of here now. The compressor kicked on for the load leveler for a little bit. All right, Tony, don't scuff anything here. I think a brake might have been stuck. If you've seen my video on this car, I'm still mad about those white walls turning brown like that. They're brand new Uniroyals. I mean, they probably don't have 500 miles on them. I'm pretty sure they don't. Maybe not 100 miles on them. And when they sit here, they just turn brown. It's hard to get the brown spots out. But let's get it over here and air up some tires. Cigarette lighter rolling, or this thing right here rolling around, the cigarette lighter's making noise. Actually, I think the cigarette lighter's in the glove box. I checked the oil on it too. It's good. Very clean. Well, let's see how much air we've lost. I wouldn't think a whole lot. I only keep around 30 pounds in these. Couple pounds. See, that's got 32. I don't even like having that in there. They get pretty hot and expand on the road. Good enough. Mom and Dad's car, we won't sell anything off of it until we see what we wind up getting them, in case it needs something off of theirs. But after that, a lot of things are going to be sold. Oh, I guess I better check this first. It's about the same. Good enough. All right, I won't bore you guys with airing up tires. I'll get the other two checked. All right, tires are aired up. Heading out to pick up Dad to show you guys actually where and what happened. This air conditioner is blowing really cold. I don't have it on high and it's working really well. So I'll come back when we get out there and get Dad. All right, pulling up at Mom and Dad's here. There's my great nephew's truck. He's back there in the woods doing something. I'll get in here and find Dad. All right, guys, there's a speed limit sign, 30 miles an hour. Mom and Dad grew up out here. They've been out here ever since they was kids. This is a little village called Woburn, Illinois. And Mom watches her speed like a hawk. So I'm telling you, if the speed limit says 30, she's going through here. She's not speeding. They go to church out here too. So this little village, she come through here at 30 miles an hour. See, I'm on 30 right now. And then she would have started speeding up right here, you know. And she said she may have been up to 50.
I don't think so.
Probably not. And right here, they're just tooling along, and that kid come flying off this side road, and see, he's got a stop sign right there. and he said his brakes failed. And he hit them right in the right front corner, and you can see the marks where he knocked Mom and Dad over down into the ditch. Now see, he come off that road right there. He said he was, how fast did he say he was running?
20 mile an hour.
Yeah, he said he was running 20 mile an hour, and he come off this road and his brakes failed.
One hell didn't he drive off in a bean field?
Well, he's 19 years old. Yeah, if my brakes would have failed, there's no way I would have come flying out into this road. See, it's a crossroads, what it is. And I would have already been in that bean field if my brakes failed. There's no way I would have taken a chance on something coming by here. I just wouldn't have. So I just kind of want to get you guys set up, you know, see exactly what went down here. You know, they're going straight down this road. He comes flying off this side road, and Mom said that she just grabbed Dad's arm and said, "Hold on, Larry." And you can see right here where it happened. This is where, well, his car was sitting here where everything leaked out, but you can see the skid marks where they went right down in the ditch right here. You see, your guys', you can still see where that car come down through here. Right there's a pack of your Camel cigarettes. Is that what you're still smoking?
That's drug.
Oh, that ain't yours then. But that car come down here. And so I guess just the momentum of that heavy car, when it went down in here and hit the ditch, it just laid it right over on its top like that.
Look how far this son of a bitch took us.
Well, yeah, that's quite a ways. I mean, you can see where his car sat there and leaked all that stuff out. But I mean, you got to think about it. You guys were probably running 50 mile an hour when he hit you and knocked you over here. I mean, you were going, a car that heavy. A car that heavy and you're running 50 mile an hour, you're not just going to stop that quick.
We were down there too.
I can't really figure out where it was sitting now. Right here, I think, is where things leaked out of it. See here, I think you were sitting right here. This is oil. That car's not empty on oil though. It's still that much on the stick. But a lot of power steering fluid ran out of it too. I seen power steering hood all over the hood. But... And you can see here where everybody was walking around. You can see the heel prints and stuff in the field. There's the corn stalk. So this is where the, well, right there's some glass. So that car was laying on its top right here. All the way from up there. So we just wanted to give you guys...
20 mile an hour Mitsubishi.
Yeah, I don't think I said before, the kid didn't have an ounce of insurance. He got a no insurance ticket, failure to reduce speed to avoid an accident, failure or running a stop sign, and something about well, it wasn't worded expired license plates. It said suspended registration, whatever that means. But the thing is, they didn't check a cell phone. I asked the cops. I said, "Are you going to check his cell phone?" to see if he was on his phone. He said, no, we're not going to do that, because if he was, it would just be another distracted driving ticket, just another ticket for him. And I said, well, I feel like if I would have hit somebody, they would have checked me or checked my phone.
Yeah.
And I said, well, are you going to inspect his car to see if his brakes really failed? No, we're not going to do that. I said, my God, what if he would have killed my parents? And he said, well, that would have been a totally different story. We'd have had to investigate a lot more then. So right now, Mom and Dad are fine. They're pissed off more than anything else.
Yeah, because the little bastard ain't got nothing.
Yeah, you can't go after him for anything. So, and their insurance company isn't giving them squat for that Lincoln. So that's a sore subject, and we may get into it when we talk about when we go up and look at the car and explain why we're not fixing it and why it would be stupid to fix it. So, yeah, so just real quick again, guys. See, he's coming from this way, right down towards here. And there's no ditch here to speak of. There's no skid marks at all, you know, and I've been working on cars for a lot of years, and your brakes don't normally just go out. You've got somewhat a brake, some sort of warning, you know, with the dual master cylinder. Your front brakes or back brakes might go out, but something should have locked up, I think. There's no skid marks here. There's absolutely no sign of him correcting anything to try to keep from flying out here in front of a car that's coming. And I don't believe he was running 20 mile an hour.
Well, hell no, me and you could stop a Mitsubishi at 20 miles an hour.
Yeah. It would have been so easy to just run off into this damn field and slide around. He hit Mom and Dad right in this right front corner. He just come flying off here. They was coming from that way, minding their own business. And here he come. And just no sign at all of him trying to keep from hitting them. Hits them in that right front corner and knocks them clear over there into the ditch and rolled over on their top. I still can't for life of me figure out how it happens. How it happened. And Mom, she still just gets mad. Well, you're still mad too. I mean,
well, hell, I ain't gonna be mad for 6 months because
so,
I got screwed.
Yeah. They had no plans of buying a new vehicle, period. Well, we'll shut up about this, and you guys see exactly how it went down. Alright guys, we're headed back to Mom and Dad's. We're just talking about these cars. So, you know, that one comment said that said something like, what an outdated car. Why do you like these cars, Dad? I mean, we just had them. And
well, because they just run. They never cause any trouble. And they got a frame under them if some dumbass runs over you. Because if it would have been a newer car made out of tinfoil, he'd have drove right through the son of a bitch.
yeah.
So, yeah, you know, I put 176,000 miles on that car and was never stolen in it one time.
Well, not quite. It had 36 or 37,000 on it when I bought it, so you probably put around 140,000 on it. You and Mom.
Your mother did.
Yeah, Mom did. She drives everywhere they go in the car. One guy commented on there and said those are the ugliest cars ever made.
Prettiest damn car ever built.
Yeah, they sure are. They sure get a lot of attention and thumbs up, and people telling them what a beautiful car it is, and people taking pictures on the interstate and everything else with it, and people asking about it all the time.
I kept that car polished. It looked brand new all the time.
That car with 176 or 7,000, however many miles was on it, looked better than the ones that we're seeing with 15,000 miles on them. The armrests weren't all busted up. And like this one, you got to look for it to find a dent or ding. And then that one guy said that your parents shouldn't be driving at their age. Someone should be driving them. What the hell? Mom's never had a accident and she's never had a ticket.
And I've been the craziest son of a bitch behind the wheel was ever drove in my life, and I never did turn a damn car over.
Yeah. Mom will be 78 tomorrow.
I'm 80, and I still like to run the hell out of them.
That kid ain't got no business on the road. He also already had a reckless driving ticket on his record. So why does he even have a driver's license? But anyway, I'm here to tell you guys that 89, well, even 85 with that throttle body injection, we had one of those, and that car had 348,000 miles on it when Mom and Dad decided to stop driving it. And Mom was embarrassed to drive it because it looked so bad. It still ran like a clock. But we've had a lot of town cars, a lot between the two of us, and it's really hard to find a much more trouble-free vehicle. I'm going to say 86 through 89 town car. You can't go. I mean, you could a Grand Marquis and a Crown Victoria. Yes, they're pretty much the same thing, but you don't get everything that you get in a town car.
And they don't have check engine lights stuck all over them.
Yeah, you're not worrying about some stupid check engine light or ABS light or airbag light, or there's always some light on. These cars can take you for 300,000 trouble-free miles if you care for them. And so, we don't care if we find one with 70,000 miles on it if it's cared for. But we're not paying $15,000, $20,000 for something that's beat up. Just ain't doing it.
Yeah, this one's pretty nice shit. I'd give 5 for it.
I bet you would have. Well, that's what everybody kept saying. Why don't you let them have yours? I said, I don't really want to get rid of mine yet. If I want to take a trip, it's nice to get in it and go. And like I said, we're going to be taking a trip in it real soon to look at a car. So, well, guys, we're back at Mom and Dad's. We're just sitting out here shooting the shit. Dad's sitting up there on the porch. And I was looking through this glove box, and I found a Carfax that I don't even remember getting. And it shows here I bought this car. I registered it 11/3/2009, 53,000 miles. Title issued or updated, new owner reported. So I bought it in 2009. So I bought their car in 2008. So I probably didn't even have that car a year before Mom and Dad took it over. But I knew it was in Pennsylvania at the All Ford Nationals. There it is. New Holland. The build date on the door is 12/88, and there it is. Vehicle manufactured and shipped to original dealer. 2,288 miles when it was first titled or registered, but the story was when it was at the Carlisle, Pennsylvania All Ford Nationals, the guy had bought it for his wife. But then it went to Florida in 97 with 31,000 miles on it. Before I bought it in Michigan, let's see, 04, it was first registered in Michigan, Livonia, Michigan. That's exactly where I bought it. So he had it from 04 to 09. So, let's see, 2009, 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. This November, I'll have this car 15 years. What do I put on it? 53,000. It's got 67,000, 10, 14,000 miles, I guess. That's what I put on it. Then we were talking. We wonder if that kid realizes how lucky he is. If you think about it, if he would have been 1 second probably faster of coming out in front of them instead of hitting them, if he would have got in front of them, even if she was only running 50 mile an hour and he was in that little bitty Mitsubishi, I mean, my God, this Lincoln would have drove right through that little car. His head probably would have came out the side glass and kissed that hood ornament. That hood ornament probably would have been stuck in his ear. I wonder if he realizes how lucky he was.
Probably not.
He don't seem real bright.
Well, this son of a bitch ain't too bright. He wouldn't be driving up and down the road without any driver's license or insurance.
I don't know that he don't have driver's license yet.
I don't know if he does or not. Apparently it ain't worth much.
No. He sure don't seem to be in much trouble. I don't know. The state's attorneys did say it was time for him to lose his license, but we'll just have to see if he does. But we'll wrap it up here, guys.
He can drive anyway.
What's that?
He'll drive anyway.
Oh yeah, he will. He'll drive. We're going to wrap this video up, and we'll still cover a little bit more about their car and why we're not fixing it and all that stuff. And I'll just try to keep you updated on what we get and what we're looking at and all that. So stay tuned for a trip coming up. Please remember to hit that thumbs up. Leave me a nice positive comment. Please don't leave me any negative comments because I can't handle that right now. But welcome to all you subscribers. Oh, and I would like to also, really, we need to tell our friends at to the LCOC, the Lincoln Continental Owners Club, thank you for everybody that's been checking on us and all the well wishes that we've got from them. They've been great.
Yeah, I appreciate all of them. And thank you for all you people that cared.
Yeah, thank you very much for all you that know us. And you know how close we are. You know that I love my mom and dad more than the damn car, but neither one of us are going to sit here and say that we're not pissed off and hurt about losing that car, now are we?
No, because I never ever intended to buy another car.
Yeah. Dad's always said, I'm 80 years old now, I'm not buying another car, so we're not going to sit here and act like we're not upset about that car, but to think that I love a car more than my parents is just idiotic. So anyway, thank you all so much for all the well wishes and caring and the vehicles that you've sent us. We really appreciate it. So welcome aboard, new subscribers, and I hope you enjoyed the channel. That's not why I put it out there, but I'm glad to have you. Thank you very much for watching.